Pat yourself on the back because you are right here, right now, for a reason. Welcome to the On Purpose podcast, where together we will empower ourselves and others to live lives with more passion and purpose.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 140 of the On Purpose podcast. It's Jerrod here, going solo again. Our friend Ali, by the time you guys hear this, will be fighting this weekend or have just fought for a amateur title down in Florida. So he's busy training and doing all the things necessary to make that happen. So we send our best to him and wish him what we like to call the best of battle. Not luck, just good, strong effort in a fight. So it's me with you all again today, and I'm blessed and feeling honored to serve you. Guys, I got to be honest, man. Out here on the road, Andrea and I are now about 3 months into living full-time in our Airstream and traveling the country, and I'm recording this one for you from Carolina Beach, North Carolina. And it just dawned on me as we've kind of settled into our groove here and not so much stress of travel, but really starting to enjoy it, is part of my routine that I really like is my morning and getting up and going on my walks with a fresh cup of coffee in my hand. And I started wondering, why do I like that so much? And why is that important? Why does it set the tone for my day? And I've been reading a lot of Matthew McConaughey stuff in his book, Green Lights, and he talks about walkabouts and how he used to, or how he does use getting away from places where everybody knows him to go into a place somewhere where nobody knows him, where he can know himself. And it really got me thinking, and I wanted to share this episode with you. What I want to talk about is what I call Thinkabouts and Talkabouts. Thinkabouts and Talkabouts. So for me, the Thinkabouts are my early mornings, right? They're when I get up and I have quiet, and before social media, before email, before I'm doing any of that, I want to go on what I call a think about. So I get up and I make a cup of coffee, and then I go for a long walk by myself, no headphones, no music, no stimulus other than me and whatever nature has around me. It's this time that I really try to step outside of myself and give myself advice and ask myself for advice, right? So many times we're so great to share advice with others, give others pointers where they could become better. But how often do we really stop and go introspective and ask ourselves for advice in our own life? It's where I can check in with myself, right? Am I proud of myself? Am I proud of who I'm becoming? Have my behaviors over the last few weeks, months, years, are they something to take pride in and share with others, or do I need to make changes? It's a time for me to take inventory of where I'm at, where I want to be, and it's usually the best place for me to come up with ideas on how I'm going to get there. Right? During these walks, I like to think of, I'll give myself a topic if I'm out there, like maybe the podcast or my business or relationships, and I like to just put all my thoughts towards an area. And a lot of times I'll come up with great ideas on how to improve those areas or how to improve my life or the lives of those around me. The thinkabouts always involve walking, or if I go on a late afternoon one, which I have a tendency to do because I love the heat of the day, running. But the more immersed in nature I am, the better, right? The more I get away from the hustle and bustle of traffic and urban life, and I just get out and I hear the birds singing, the scattering of the squirrels. I can see the mountains or the rivers. It helps give me perspective and vision on what I'm doing. The sweat on my brow, the beating off my bald little head, it reminds me that nothing that I desire or want is going to come easy, and that's all always on the other side of hard work. This is the place I usually leave feeling inspired, motivated, and ready to handle what's to come. because you're grounded. The talks about these are for the end of the days, right? To celebrate a job well done, a day full of love, laughs, tears, hopes, dreams, problems, and solutions. The talkabouts are the time for family, friends, campfires, and community. Lately, I got to tell you, these have also been the time for me to have a slow sip of whiskey on the rocks. Thanks to a friend Reed and the Casey Jones Distillery in Hopkinsville, Kentucky, I've discovered I have a little liking for the whiskey, so I don't mind that. The talkabouts are the place we share the stories, not of what we will do or how we would do it, but on what we've already done, to reflect and congratulate each other on where we've been. For as much as I like to dream and always look to tomorrow and have a plan for tomorrow and a course of action for tomorrow, I realize that I've done a bad job a lot of times in my life slowing down and appreciating where I'm at today. The small moments that make up our lifetime, but pass in the blink of an eye. The other day when Andrea and I were at the beach and I saw families playing and stuff, I reflected back on all the times I had with my kids and how I missed just having that automatic playmate and that buddy that, you could bury in the sand or build a sandcastle with, that would go boogie boarding with you and jump over the waves. And I missed that. And I watched this dad playing catch with his son, and quite honestly, it looked like it was a chore to the dad, right? The kid kept throwing the ball over his head or under it or too short, and the dad was like, you got to throw this way, you got to throw that way, and you could see the frustration. And I remember being there. I remember playing catch or throwing frisbee and be like, Jiminy Christmas, I got to chase this thing again. Like, it's nowhere near where we're supposed to be throwing it. And as I watched the dad, I wanted to just walk over to him and go, hey, those throws over your head, those are memories. The throws too short are memories. The chance that you get to play catch with your boy is not going to last forever. But a lot of times, especially like I tell you for me for sure, and a lot of us, we're always looking to tomorrow and down the road and planning what's next and what's to come, that we forget to just stop and enjoy those small moments. Now, I will say you can't get the two confused, right? If all you're thinking about is done with the whiskey in hand, sitting in your comfortable chair with no effort, you might be trapping yourself. You might be putting yourself in that place where dreamers are dreamers and doers pass you by. A place where would-haves and could-haves emerge and cause regret in life because we never acted on our desires. We have to take the place where we enjoy the sweat of our thinkabouts. Right? We want to get to that place where we enjoy the process of making our dreams reality, not just trying to get to our dreams. Not just hoping one day we'll wake up and we'll have the things we desired, the places we desired, the people in our lives we desire, but enjoying, celebrating, and reflecting on the process and the growth that took place along the way to get us there. The process of becoming who we want to be in our thinkabouts is, to me, the most beautiful part of life and where I learn my most lessons. Our lives are never going to be defined by the destinations we reach, but instead by our travels to reach them. The greatest stories of your day and the ones that will be shared around campfires, whiskey in hand, comfortable chairs, aren't going to be, hey, I reached this place. They're going to be stories of how you got there and the struggles and the hardships it took to overcome, the fun, the joy, the laughter, the love, the tears, the blood, sweat, and tears, again, that it took to get there. So as I go on my thinkabouts, that's when I dream and when I solve problems problems and I come up with solutions and ideas on how I'm going to get where I want to get. And then at the end of the day, when we settle down for the talkabouts, that's the time to reflect and to share and to congratulate and to applaud. And before you lay your head on the pillow, to say a little prayer and get up and do it all over again tomorrow. I thank you all for joining me on the On Purpose podcast, 140 episodes strong. We love you guys. We're excited for everything's going. Like, share, subscribe is the best way to help us out. Please, it'll continue to let us grow this purposeful community. And we look forward to, as they say out in our RV world, we'll see you down the road. And I look forward to talking to you all next week. Thank you. And remember, team, life is far too short to live any other way than on purpose. We will see you all again next week.